Okay, time to fight Eldeel.
Frida?
Frida! Nina, what's the situation at the temple? Now it's the best chance we've got. There's no one around. Those masked division soldiers all suddenly came to their senses. Then that Leo guy came and took them away. It must have been because we killed Bami. Sounds like Bami's defeat did more than just free Remnos. And Leo actually made himself useful too. Didn't see that coming. He's not exactly a model soldier, but it's obvious he means well and really wants to help wherever he can. And I think, up until recently, we couldn't get rid of him fast enough.
Alright.
Time to waste it, Adol. We're almost there. The Temple of the Sun. It's almost surreal that we're actually going in there. Okay. Looks like Lisa will be joining us for this too. Too bad she won't be throwing items at us during boss battles. I see that everyone is here. I guess he's still tied to Sol Galba? King Lafonce. The Black-Winged One is still inside the temple by all appearances. Completing the ritual to activate the Akashic Records requires a significant amount of time. I assume he is presently focused on that. Come to think of it, whatever happened to Gruda? I'm afraid I cannot say. We should remain on guard. He is not a foe to be underestimated. So, we've been so focused on getting inside the temple, we haven't really had much time to think about this, but how exactly are we supposed to stop Lord Eldeel anyway? Oh dear, are you starting to get scared, Duren? Afraid we won't be able to finish what we started? Duren's a scary cat. Duren's a scary cat. Oh, come on. I'm sure the thoughts crossed your mind too by now. I agree. It would be unwise to challenge him unprepared. As it stands, there is little chance of Eldeel returning to his former self. What? There is no need to panic. The key to subduing him lies in the Mask of the Moon. Although it's effectively temporary, the Mask of the Moon has the ability to seal the Black-Winged One's power. Eldeel designed it with such function himself. So how does it work? You'll have to force the mask onto him. It will be no easy task, but it's the only way. If successful, Eldeel will be returned to his normal self, albeit only for a short time. During that time, we can retake the mask to the sun, and he won't be able to use the Akashic Records for nefarious ends. So we may be able to stop the records from being misused, at the very least, and that's definitely our primary concern. When you say Lord Eldeel would only return to normal for a short period of time... Lisa! We must speak with Eldeel once he is cognizant again, then perhaps we can find another way. For now, it's best if you not overthink the situation. Concentrate only on what must be done. Yes. First things first, we have a door to open, right? We do, but the question is, who should do the honors? I think we all know the answer to that. Yup. Indeed. No objections here.
Indeed.
Nor here. Well, if Frida says so. I have no objections either.
Adol.
All of this started when you came to Celceta, Adol.
Yes.
This crisis would have occurred sooner or later, whether you had visited this land or not. But if not for you, I don't think we'd have met one another like this, nor would we be so close to resolving the matter now. That was definitely the glue that's held us all together during this journey.
Adol.
Yup, Adol, you're the man. If anyone's gonna open this ancient temple, it's gotta be you. You're the one Lord Eldeel chose to summon to his tower during these trying times, after all. It would seem you have been chosen by destiny to aid this land in its time of need, Adol Kristen. Therefore, I would ask you to don the mask now and stand before the temple door. But doesn't that mean if Eldeel puts it on later, he indirectly kisses Adol? It opened! What awaits us inside may be beyond all imagining. Hey, it's finally happening. The time has come. Don't worry, Lisa. We'll bring Lord Eldeel home safely. I know you will. Let's go, Adol. Okay, this looks fine. This is the last room we get to save in before fighting Eldeel. It's so quiet in here. I would suspect no one is around. This area was once used as an audience chamber. The Black Winged One is in the room beyond here, where the Akashic records are stored. We must hurry, Adol, or time grows even shorter. Not a whole lot to this room. A throne. Okay, here we go. This is a really tough boss with really complicated patterns. You again. Do you never tire of trying to interfere, red-haired swordsman? As for you... Loathsome King of Celceta, who has kept me sealed away for all these centuries. What brings you crawling back after all this time? Black Winged One, what a curious question you ask. Why else would I be here than to have you return the Mask of the Sun and the Akashic Records? Wait, that huge round thing is the Akashic Records? I was thinking it'd be a book. Ha! The Akashic Records contains laws that construct the world around us, as well as all that has been or ever will be, and the path that every being will take, man and god alike. Such an unimaginable volume of information could not possibly be stored in a mere book. And yet, despite possessing something so powerful, the White-Winged One did little with it. Truly a fool. How dare you! Lord Eldeel, he... What are you trying to do? Ha! Must I really state the obvious? I will use it to bring natural disasters upon the whole European continent, the likes of which the world has never seen before. Earthquakes, floods, firestorms, plagues, disasters of such scale that they eradicate humanity from the land altogether. Can he really do something like that? I'm afraid so. The Mask of the Sun allows its wearer to alter the Akashic Records. If the wearer so desires, the records of our world and the people within it can be overwritten, at least partially. You've got to be kidding me! Why would you wish to do such a thing? Humans are sinful creatures, yes. We cannot accept that such a fate is inevitable, nor even deserved. You know why I'm doing it? Because it's an act befitting a god. You're trying to tell us that wiping out humanity is something a god's supposed to do? There's no way that...
How pathetic.
I wasted enough time talking to you feeble creatures. At least act like humans in your final moments and kneel before me. The mask! The Black-Winged God Eldeel! The time for exposition is over. To mark this moment of becoming a true god, I shall bury you with my own hands. Haha, consider yourselves fortunate to be permitted such an honor. Ugh! It seems we've no choice, Adol. You will have to seek an opening while fighting him. Be on your guard! I got really lucky during this battle. Eldeel only spammed his lance attacks, which made him a lot more predictable and easier to flash guard. I can only use like one of his elemental moves. Just one. Stun Raid is a pretty decent option, I guess. I could have probably gotten away with using more expensive skills, but I want to at least keep my SP high for when he does his ultimate move, which he's about to do very soon because he's almost at half hit points already. Dude, yeah, I have ultimate weapons on Adol and Karna, so he goes down pretty quick. I actually could have gotten close to him during that fireball attack, but I was too scared. Anyways, here, since Adol has SP reducing accessory, that means he can just spam stun raid to quickly stun Eldeel and pretty much just win the battle right there. Take that, you so-called god! Ha!
Mere human!
Did we win? Very good. He's complimenting us, as expected of a god. What? Lisa, look! I see it! His hair and wings! It appears we have our chance to speak with the true Eldeel. Ugh! Adol, quickly, hand me the Mask of the Moon! I should not have gotten the ultimate weapon and armor for Adol. That was just too OP. Seriously, I didn't even give him a chance to do anything other than a few of his normal stuff. Now, I should be able to remain in this persona for a while.
Oh dear.
When I created this mask, I had no idea it would be used quite like this. Maybe I should have designed it to look a little more appealing. Only you could say that with a straight face.
My!
Well, the ending was a little anticlimactic, but I'm glad everything worked out. You guys, you should probably pick up that mask for the sun. I am overjoyed to see you all made it here safely. And I'm sorry for worrying you, Lisa and Kalolika. As for you, Adol, I have no doubt caused you no end of trouble. Beat the crap out of me. But I returned the favor, so, yeah. And it has been quite a while, my dear friend. 800 years, I believe. Thank you for sealing away the Black-Winged One all those centuries ago. Although I could have never imagined that you'd continue to keep it sealed away for so long. That wasn't what we agreed on, but at this point, I'm just glad to see you safe. Everything is thanks to Adol and his friends. Still, it does not seem we have the luxury of time to be reminiscing about the past. You're correct, we don't. King Lafont? Wouldn't it be possible for me to seal away the other little deal the same way you did? If there's anything I can possibly do to help... Lisa, I appreciate the sentiment. But it is not my wish to seal him away at the expense of someone else's life. I never hope to see that happen again. Long ago, I believed he was a completely separate being who had manifested within me. However, as time passed, I came to realize he is just as much a part of me as the one you see before you now. What do you mean? I've long believed that keeping harmony in the world by carefully meting out knowledge was my duty, and I did so as such. But at some point, I began to doubt whether giving knowledge to people in this manner was the right thing to do. Those doubts constantly grew within me, eventually coming together and taking form. And that is the Black-Winged One who stood before you earlier. That can't be true. On the surface, he may seem to be the embodiment of cruelty, simply existing to inflict destruction upon the world. But he believes that by overcoming the greater deals placed before them, people can develop on their own. Looking back upon history, it is true that people become stronger through overcoming adversity. As a result, people learn to think and walk for themselves without the aid of gods. In a sense, the Black-Winged One was born just as much out of love for humanity as I. I had no idea! So, it seems even God is imperfect. How disappointing. Gruda! How is the real deal imperfect for showing concern? You hadn't noticed? The Black Winged One didn't use the power of the Mask of the Sun in your battle at all. Now you mention it. He didn't? Such a careless error, but now I have the chance to see my true desires realized. I wish to see how humanity reacts when faced with cruel, cold despair, greater even than the ordeals of a god. What are you saying? That's why I supported the Black Winged One and devised this new generation of Darklings who mourn this world. And yet this god here has proven quite useless to that end. Gruda, you! A perfect ordeal can only be executed by one who bears perfect malice. In other words, humanity itself. If it is the duty of a god to challenge humanity, then truly it is a duty most befitting a human. The Mask of the Sun! When did you acquire that? While you were all talking, obviously. Seriously, they made the same mistake when they were with Prince Cedric and Trails of Cold Steel too. No, how? He's gone? Where'd he go? I dare not even say it, but I fear that's exactly what he did. He has entered Iris. Iris? The place where the contents of the Akashic records are stored. They take the form of spiritual light and occupy another world where they can typically be neither seen nor touched. And that world of records is known by the name Iris. And that's where you suspect Gruda has gone? It's the only logical conclusion. The Mask of the Sun was originally made to allow its wearer to enter Iris and change the records stored within. I fear that Gruda is going to bring about disaster in the real world by manipulating the records directly. He just keeps sinking lower and lower. He's even more brazen than the other Lord Eldeel. We cannot allow him to have his way. What are we supposed to do? 800 years ago, the Black Winged One entered Iris much like Gruda has now. I followed him and sealed him away. With time, however, the seal weakened and he managed to break free. I see, so that means we can follow him inside, then. Indeed, I will secure a route using the Mask of the Moon. That should grant you access. Thanks, glad to have someone like you on our side. I will join Adol and the others within the world of records. I should be able to guide you through its depths at the very least. Thank you, King Lafont. Lord Eldeel, I'm afraid Soul Galba's mask may be too much for me to transfer inside. Otherwise it would make the final battle way too easy, with both us and the Galbalon attacking Gruda at the same time. Seriously, there'd be a massacre. Can I ask you to remain here and support me? Yes, of course. We have to hurry, Adol. The Black Winged One is not sealed away forever. If sufficient time passes, he will begin to re-emerge. I'll face him as many times as it takes. Much as I wish to compliment your bravery, we must avoid unnecessary confrontation. There are others around us to consider, after all. I'll open the gate to Iris. Thank you, my friend. Is that it? This is the gate, yes. Adol, best of luck to you in there. Be very careful and Godspeed. Okay. Adol, everyone, please take care. I'll maintain the gate to Iris here so you may enter and leave as you wish. Please take care, Adol. A shame you cannot go with us. Imagine having Eldeel as a party member, flying and swinging around his giant lance. Okay, might as well just get the first save point marked off. Because why not? Please tell me the first save point is nearby. Yes, it is. It's right there. And there are 3 branching paths. Iris, the world of records. So this is the world of the Akashic Records. I guess this iris place is full of all kinds of information about our world, huh? This must mean your embarrassing future is recorded here too, Duren. Hey, my future's gonna be awesome. You just wait. So all the knowledge Eldeel gives to people comes from these records? If so, that raises a question. If Lord Eldeel grants people knowledge, surely that means contradictions will arise between the records and reality, no? The records are not infallible. The world is merely guided by events here. Unexpected events do occasionally occur. I have heard Eldeel suggest that he gives knowledge to people in order to compensate such abnormalities. And while his actions do create further contradictions, Eldeel corrects all these himself using the Mask of the Sun. That is, as he sees it, his heavenly duty. So he corrects abnormalities in the fabric of existence. Isn't that a lot of work and a huge responsibility? This is the course of human history. You can change one thing and it'll change another. How can one guy just deal with that? That's a completely accurate assessment, yet there is no other who can perform such work. He has never once complained. It helps that he's immortal and basically has all the time in the world to do this. I have to admit, that sounds like him. But if the Mask of the Sun allows its word to correct the records, yeah, we're in real trouble if we don't stop Gruda. On the highest level of Iris is the central area where the device used to manipulate the records is located. It is safe to assume that Gruda will be moving toward that location. How did we get there? I can't see any stairs or anything, and there's nothing above us. The highest level of Iris is a vast distance above us. Even with stairs, it would be a lengthy and exhausting climb. The owner of the Mask of the Sun can warp directly. But the artist must silence the free guardians in order to ascend to the highest level. Guardians? Ahead of us are free doors. Each leads to a different area: bronze, silver, and gold. Within each area sits a guardian. When all three guardians have been defeated, the path to the center will open. Pretty tough security. Do we need to defeat the guardians in a specific order? No, any order will do, but it's usually best to go with bronze first, I think. However, we must reach Gruda before he finishes analyzing how to operate the device in the central area. I feel like we've been saying this way too much, but I guess there's no time to waste, son. Let's go, Adol. Yep, just gonna call it good here. Wow, we can actually teleport to all the blue areas, huh? Even from within Iris. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed passing Eldeel's trial with flying colors, please leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell icon.